How's it going, guys? My name is Jacob, and this is Walker's Garage. It's our first YouTube channel video. Today, I'm going to discuss what I'm doing with my 1970 Nova. But before I talk about what I'm doing, I have to show you what the car is and the background of the car. Like I said earlier, it's a 1970 Nova. This is a car we bought last February. It was not running, sat in one spot for about 10 plus years. Under this cowl hood that we just picked up is a very, very special engine. Like I said it was a special engine. This is a 427 big block. The previous owner is my girlfriend's dad. His name is Yancey. He built this car way back early 80s, late 90s. And I was able to buy it, like I said, last February. It's a 427 big block, 12-to-1 compression, forged internals. There are 454 ported heads, matching ported Weiand tunnel ram. We're running old school Carter AFB 750 CFMs, and it's an old school setup. It's accompanied by a TH400, 3500 stall, manual valve body. It has a 12-bolt posi. Right now it's running 320s because at the time he was cruising this thing. I do have two posi tracks with me. I have a 4 series and I have a 3 series, which is a 373 or 372. So that is the car. So there's a little background of the car for you guys. So right now we're digging into a new project. We stumbled across photos of this car at the original place that this car was built. It was late 80s, early 90s, like I said. It had a beautiful blue, fresh coat of paint. Like I said earlier, it sat outside for 10 plus years. So after seeing those pictures, we got really excited and we got inspired to repaint the car back to its same color. What we're doing for this car is I'm hitting it with 320 grit with the orbital sander just to get the old clear coat off, just to kind of rough it up. And then I'm hitting it with 800 grit. I'm going to Texas here in about a week or so to repaint this car. The painter has asked me to keep it at 800 grit and nothing above. This is definitely not the right way to do a professional paint job. This is a garage paint job. We're learning together. It's going to be a fun time to experience what it's like to do body work. If you guys are wanting to do body work, do it the right way. Rotisserie it if you have the money. Get it down to bare metal. But right now, since we're going back to this blue, it's not too important to get down to base metal. So right now, like I said, it's 320 grit to about 400 grit, and we'll show you when I do one side. And I did add some Bondo in some areas. We'll also show you where I did that as well. But right now, the main focus is sanding the car down and prepping it and ready to go for Texas in about a week or so. They filled in that scratch good. So I'll show you guys what the car used to look like in these certain areas. But let's just say it sat for so long that the old Bondo that was applied from the previous owner started to bubble up. So here's one section that I already did Bondo on. But this is a very smooth section. I just gotta fix this right here, the body line. I've not touched this part yet. This section was a huge scratch that somebody did. As you can see, it's filled in, but right now it's a very smooth feel to it, whereas before it used to, catch your fingernail. We've also got a lot of areas on the car. The other area is on the passenger side that had a complete missing section, and I'll show you that right now. Here we are on the other side of the car, passenger side. This section right here you see was a huge chunk missing. Factory, these cars had a Bondo spot right here. And over time, when the car sat, it was just chipping away. This whole section here was also black paint that the previous owner did just to cover the bare metal that you see right here that I was able to sand down. Sorry for the stutter. But right now, like I said, we're focusing on this area. This is a very smooth body line now. Whereas before, we'll show you pictures. Huge chunk missing. Like I said, this area right here was bare metal. Previous owner sprayed some black spray paint on it to keep the metal from rusting worse. Same thing with this area right here. This is an area bonded that we did. That's a very smooth body line now. What I mean smooth is that you could take your fingers, put it on the body line, and feel it. If you feel any kind of high or low spot, then you know, okay, do I need to add more Bondo or do I need to sand down the high spot? Here's another area. Obviously, if you're doing it right, you would cut this section out or just buy this whole quarter panel and do it the right way. For us, we pop these rust bubbles. They're not protruding through underneath. Added some Bondo. Obviously, I'm not done in this area. But this is a very smooth area. In cases like this, you can use an orbital sander. In my case, I use my hand just to ensure that I didn't scuff areas I didn't want it to, I guess, have a low spot to. Low spot meaning like this right here. This is a low spot if you see bare metal after we're trying to get down just to sand. We do not want that. We don't want to allow that. It's okay to have some areas like that, but you know, it's not desirable. The goal for this car, from 20 feet and beyond, the car's gonna look beautiful. And like I said, it's not gonna be a perfect paint job, so when you get closer to the car, you're gonna see some areas that we missed or what could have been better. But overall, like I said, we're here for the experience. We're here to have fun. We're here to get this car back to its glory days. Now I'll show you guys, it's not the right way, but easy way for you guys to see. Took a can, lid, and you can see it's a very straight line now, body line. Like I said, this used to be a huge scratch that somebody did to this car years ago. I had a section of Bondo, and as you can see, it's a very smooth line all the way down. And you can see the line right here. So when you sand, obviously the Bondo needs to go down with it. When I applied this Bondo, I started from up here, went down to about right here. Same thing with this. You kind of want to follow this direction. Wherever you apply Bondo is where you get the sand. So if you apply Bondo here and finish here, when you only need it for this section, that's a lot to sand. So make sure you keep it up high. So right now it's a very smooth line, no high, no low spots. The best way to really see this too is to spray water on it. Come back to the side of the car and use your eye to kind of view it. Like I said, it's not perfect, okay? We're not professionals here. This is a garage kind of build. I'm learning, so if there's any of you guys who want to give me tips about it, feel free. But this section is done. So now my main focus, like I said before, this whole section here, I'm gonna go section by section. This whole section needs to be hit with 320 or 400 grit, and then with 800 grit finish it off. You want it somewhat smooth, but as well you want it somewhat, you know, kind of scratched up so that paint can stick. Like I said earlier, we're not professionals. We're just doing it the garage way. This car is going to be garage kept, so the paint that we're doing in Texas should last me 10 to 15 years if I keep it clean, keep it kept out of the sun so long. But for those who are doing the paint job with the car sitting outside, like the Yukon is, I would do it the right way. Go down the bare metal, do primer, and then paint. Like I said, we're just sanding the car down, reapplying the coat, and then just enjoying the car. So I'm back on the passenger side where we did the Bondo work on it for that one panel. I don't recommend doing this to save your arms, but for me, I want to make sure that I can get all this clear coat off. And by doing that, I get small sections that fit in my hand, and what I do is what I've learned, what I was taught by my boy Garrett. Pads of your finger are the best way to get a good feel for it. I wet the pad here, I wet a section here, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. We have a good mix here, but you still see a high and low spot. Your hands are your best way to tell. And right now, when I touch this, is a very high spot where you see that old clear coat. This is back to the blue that used to be. This is the clear coat. So what I do, like I said, let's take a small section. This is 400 grit. The pad I was using is 320. As long as you're in that range, as long as you hit after with 800, you'll be good. But taking the old sandpaper, and I'm just going over it. And it's kind of hard to catch, but you catch it, and you just go over it. And you just sand, apply water, and just keep going. And as you can see, it's starting to rise up. So I'm getting this down. Like I said, you're just trying to keep a good motion. You're trying to feather it. I'm still learning too, so I'm not perfect. But I just keep watering and sanding. You can see it's already disappearing. Here's the best way to see how what I sanded is already dissipating. So I gotta attack this area as well and get this whole area, and you'll see that right now. Okay, so now we're back, and as you've seen, we did have that light blue color, which you can see over here. So here's an example of what it used to look like. This is another section I need to hit. This is a section I just did, water's over it, and it's a very smooth section. Remember, the best way to do this is get your hands wet, so just reapply water on that section. The way it's wet, dampen your fingers, and right now I have my fingers are not catching. What I will say here is you see some bare metal here, this is a very low spot. So if you go from the top here with water, come down, your fingers do divot a little bit. That's the best way now. Like I said, it's okay to have a few areas like this. When this car is painted, if we don't address this, if you're close up on a car show or something, you might see a couple waves. Like I said, it's not perfect. We're learning. I'm having fun. And from like 20 feet away, or when someone's next to you at a stoplight, they're not gonna be able to see that. That's why I'm like not really worried about it right now. But if you want to do it the right way, like I said, get the bare metal, primer it, and then paint. So really hope you guys like this video. It's our first one for the channel. I do plan on making a history of the car video for you guys, so I'll show you the pictures. I will also show you guys what the car sounds like. I'll go into more detail of the engine and transmission. But today's video was to focus on the biggest project we have now, which is bodywork and paint. It's all about prepping the car first. Paint's easy. Prepping the car is not fun. I'm having fun because I'm learning, but a lot of you guys may not enjoy this process and would rather have a shop do it. But for me, I'm learning. It's my first time doing Bondo. It's my first time hand sanding, wet sanding any kind of vehicle. So like I said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you like the video, feel free to like it, and please subscribe.